Stamford Bridge, the home for the Blues, one of the most iconic stadiums in the world. Stamford Bridge officially opened on the 28th of April 1877 and spent its first decade serving as an athletics venue. The owners, however, wanted a stadium that could host professional football and hired architect Archibald Leach to design a new stadium. Stamford Bridge got almost completely rebuilt in 1905 and was subsequently offered to Fulham FC. Fulham turned the offer down, and newly formed club Chelsea FC moved in instead. At the time, Stamford Bridge consisted of one covered seating stand and a vast open bowl of terraces covering the other three sides. An estimated number of 100,000 people could fit into the stadium. Few changes were made until 1930, when new terraces were built at the shed end, and 9 years later, when a small seating stand was built at the north end. In 1935, Stamford Bridge recorded its highest number of attendance, which was during a match against Arsenal, when a total of 82,905 fans attended the match. In 1965, the terraces of the West Stand were replaced by a new covered seating stand. Redevelopments continued in the mid-70s, when the old main stand was demolished and replaced by the new East Stand. Reconstruction of the West Stand started in 1997 and was, with some delays, completed in 2001. At the same time, the East Stand had undergone extensive refurbishment. The Matthew Harding Stand, previously known as the North Stand, is along the north edge of the pitch. In 1939, a small two-storied north stand including seating was erected. It was demolished and replaced by open terracing for standing supporters in 1976. The North Stand can accommodate up to 10,000 supporters. The North Stand is named after former Chelsea director Matthew Harding, whose investment helped transform the club in the early 1990s. It has two tiers and accommodates most season ticket holders, giving it an excellent atmosphere. The only covered stand when Stamford Bridge was renovated into a football ground in 1905. The East Stand had a gabled corrugated iron roof with around 6,000 seats and a terrace enclosure. The East Stand has been much refurbished and modernized since. It is the heart of the stadium, housing the tunnel, dugout, dressing rooms, conference room, press center, AV, and commentary box. The middle tier is occupied by facilities, clubs, and executive suites. The upper tier provides spectators with one of the best views of the pitch, and is the only section to have survived the extensive redevelopment of the 90s. Its current capacity is at 11,000 visitors. The shed end is located along the south side of the pitch. In 1930, a new terrace was built on the south side. Originally known as the Fulham Road End, supporters nicknamed it the Shed, and this led to the club officially changing its name. The terrace was demolished in 1994, when all city stadia became compulsory by law as a safety measure, and reopened in 1997. In 1964, a seated West Stand was built to replace the existing terracing on the west side. Most of the West Stand consisted of rising ranks of wooden tip-up seats on iron frames, but seating at the very front was on concrete forms known as the benches. The old West Stand was demolished and replaced by the current West Stand. Construction of the stand almost caused another financial crisis, but avoided that because of the intervention of Roman Abramovich. Now complete, the stand is the main external face of the stadium, being the first thing fans see when entering the primary gate on Fulham Road. The West Stand is able to accommodate 13,000 supporters. Although it is an iconic stadium, capacity has remained an issue for the increasing number of supporters, and Chelsea therefore has the ambition to expand Stamford Bridge. Therefore, Herzog and de Meuron has unveiled its final design for the revamp of Stamford Bridge. With a brick and steel addition it describes as a contemporary sculpted form. The main aim of the project is to increase spectator capacity to 60,000 people. The most prominent new feature will be a series of brick piers that extend over the existing stadium form to support a steel ring above the pitch. The piers are intended to reference local brick architecture and also create a covered walkway around the perimeter of the building. As quoted by Herzog and de Meuron, The design will capture the spirit of the local heritage in a contemporary sculpted form that will respond to the local townscape and to neighbors' views and light.